Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Um, my name is Kulibali Zumana, and today we'll be talking about network troubleshooting. This is a great honor for me to share my knowledge about this tool with you. And through this presentation, I'm going to first of all give an introduction to a definition of network troubleshooting. Then I'm going to show you some tools, the common tools that we use to troubleshoot a network, and show some use cases that we commonly face in enterprises. Also, I'm going to show you a demonstration step, but it's not really a demonstration, just I'm going to show you some menu that you have to check with a specific tool to see if everything is going well in your network. So we have to know that uh, like a plumber or an electrician, every good network administrator has to have in his toolbox a set of good tools to get the job done right. So here in this presentation, I'm going to show you some tools that we use commonly to troubleshoot a network. So what is network troubleshooting? Network troubleshooting is a process of measuring, identifying, or resolving network-related issues. It's also defined as a logical process that network engineers follow to improve the overall of network operations. So what are the tools we use to troubleshoot a network? We can see here I've listed some tools that we commonly use for network troubleshooting. The first one is ping command. We use it in all the operating systems. So ping helps us to test the connectivity of two hosts that we have in our networks to know if some configuration we have made previously works perfectly. So how is it used? It's used in the CMD here. You just have to write ping. You can follow with me. Ping, and maybe put the address of the host that you're working on. Then we have the IP config. It means Internet Protocol Configuration. This is very important to have all the information on the host that we're working on. Such information are related to IPv4 information and IPv6 too. So it's very important to have IP config. Here you can see all the information related to network cards that we have in the host. So here you can find the IPv4 address and then the IPv6 address. You can see them here. So as I said it previously, we use ping command to test, for example, if there is connectivity between this host and another one. So to test connectivity between our computer and itself, we can write, for example, ping and put the IPv4 or IPv6 address to test the connectivity. So here you can see the comments show the latency of the packets in the network. So you can see here the time to leave 128. We move on with NSLOOKUP. NSLOOKUP help us to show a related IP address to a specific domain name, or we can do it by first starting by the IP address. So you can type NSLOOKUP for example, NSLOOKUP, and then put the domain name or the IP address. So if I want to have the IP address, I have to put the domain name. or if I want the domain name, I should put the IP address and find it. So here, if I put, for example, 8888, this is the DNS server of Google. So here you can find DNS Google, you see, right? So this comment help us to check if the communication or the configuration we set up for a new domain name, for example, is working perfectly. Then after that, we have the nested comments, which help us to see all the protocols that are in use in the network and who is using this protocol. So if we have, for example, an attack in a system, this will help us to know which ports is the attacker user using in the network, and what is the service which is running behind. So I can list here with the nested comment. You can see here bytes and information about errors in the network and the unknown protocol. So if you have defined the protocol that must be used in the network and you identify a new protocol, it means something is going wrong in your network. Then we have the trace RT, sorry, which is trace routes. It helps us to see the different steps that a specific packet follows. So I wanted this comment here, but I will like the tools with Wireshark, which is a specific tools that I really like in network troubleshooting, because Wireshark help us to see what is going on the network in real time, and also it shows how other tools are working or how they work, because when you type a pin comment, you don't know what is happening behind us. So Wireshark is a great tool and can easily help us to troubleshoot our network. So here are some use cases that I listed. How can Wireshark help us? So here, for example, to scan a network, you can use tools like Nmap or Nessus to find maybe unknown security hole before bad guys. Bad guys here are uh, bad actors where uh, we can list, for example, cyber criminals or cyber terrorists. Uh, then in security, we can use Wireshark to investigate. So when something bad has happened in the network and you want to know the source of this incident, so you can use Wireshark to see what has happened in the network. And for intrusion detection, for example, you can have uh, some software as IDS for intrusion detection system. So the IDS will trigger an alarm and tell you that something bad is going on the network. But with Wireshark, you can check and see if it's a good or bad alarm. So that are some use cases of of Wireshark. And now I'm going to show you some menu that you have to check as network administrator if you want to troubleshoot your network easily using Wireshark. So let me open my software. So here I have Wireshark, and I will select here Wi-Fi to see the packets. So here you can see the packets in the current network. So here at the bottom left, you can see we have expert information. This menu is used to check errors, notes, warnings in your network. So when something is going wrong, you can notice that here. So there is many options you can see here at the bottom right. So we have here warning, errors, chats, and notes, and even comments. So when something is going wrong with a specific packet, you can see it here. Then we have this option, the time. So you can enable it uh, by checking here, display, then time format. So you just have to enable this one and milliseconds. So that will show you the latency between two packets. For example, when I take this packet, let me stop this. When you take this packet, you can see here the time, and then you see the time between. We have 5 seconds 5 seconds between this packet and this one. So you can see that they might have a problem. They may have a problem with this packet. So you can write some script to try to filter the packet from maybe this packet using the ARP protocol. Then we can see here in the statistic menu that we have the input and output graph that we can check, and this graph here, this graph will show us the graphic of our network, and you can see errors too here. I don't know where are errors. So I don't have errors here. And then you can see maybe the flow, the conversation, sorry. Here you can filter by protocol. You can check how we have IPv4 and IPv6. And we can see that the packets goes from the address A to the address B, the number of the packets sent, and here the bytes. You can even see the protocol used here by checking. So that will help us to know if someone is using our network, or maybe and no person is connected to our network. So that can help us to investigate and know what bad has happened in our system. Then we have so this is all for Wireshark, but we can also see let me show you the graph. We can follow this one, for example. Yes. So here, no, sorry. So this is all with Wireshark. This is all with Wireshark, and now we go to the conclusion. So we can keep in mind that network troubleshooting is very important as it helps IT managers understand network component issues, reduce downtime, and improve the network's quality of service for users. Thank you very much for following this presentation, and take care.